We all naturally want to become successful. We also want to take shortcuts, and it's easy to do so, but you can never take away the effort of hard work and discipline and sacrifice. Apolo Ohno. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, that is the sacrifice we ask of you, but you got to do it each and every day to follow these charts so that you're able to see the movement. Because remember, the only thing that matters to us is price movement. We don't care what the news says. We don't care what the talking heads say, what the different folks in the financial news media tell us. We care about what's actually going on with price. And if you pay attention to price, you pay attention to these candlesticks, you pay attention to trend lines, and you pay attention to volume, you will find so many of the answers there. Now, let's jump into these charts. What do we see going on? Down day for everything. The biggest downer is 20-year government bonds. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. Starting off the week, down 0.36%. We can see in the morning, the afternoon, well below what we saw on Friday. Well, not well below, but below what we saw on Friday. We can see the week starting off with an up candle, and these are Heiken Ashi candlesticks. And we can see that, of course, we've not hit the high of last week. We can see the volume there at a minimum, particularly compared to that high volume last week. Now, could that be the upper limits? Have things peaked and are they getting ready to roll over? I don't know. We'll pay attention and see. Now, of course, the 2-day candle reflects Friday and all that up movement that we saw, and Monday. So we'll have a new 2-day drawing in the morning, and we'll continue to keep an eye on things and see if indeed this first day, all that's happening is digesting those gains from last week, particularly on Friday, and getting ready to boom up again. Don't know. Look at the Qs. Not down as much as the S&P, which wasn't down a lot either, 0.13% for the NASDAQ 100. We see the high last week was 430.24, 429.61. Again, a green up candle there. As we look at the weekly trend line, pretty flat. We're still above it on the 2-day and the half-day, and we'll watch as this week continues to move forward. Now, bonds really down. We saw this high volume in bonds after, 3 weeks of down movement. Last week, we had a green spinning top, large wick on top, breaking the trend line, all that volume, and then starting the week off down substantially, 2.02%. So we will pay attention if that up move has just died and things are going to start trudging down again. You can see where we saw this happen before. When we were able to jump in, well, it's happened a couple of times here over the last year. See where bonds, moved down, and then we had a week of it popping up and then rolling back over, popping up a little bit, rolling back over. And you can see where we took profits on those down moves. So we will pay attention to this and see if we can learn from the past as we go forward into the future. So we will keep an eye on things. Not going to redraw this trend line just yet. We'll see how this week leads us. Now, what about gold? Gold also reverting after a look at this, popping up, hitting that topper again. We can go all the way back to May of last year where we had this ceiling sort of establish itself, and we've run up on it multiple times now. And of course, this week starting off with gold down. We'll see if that is sustained, and if gold, just like bonds, are going to pop up for 1 week and then roll back over. Don't know that's going to happen. Things can change only the first day of a 5-day candle. Lastly, we'll look at Bitcoin. Of course, as we've said many times now, and until everybody gets it in their head, we don't have the old XBTC, or was it XBTF? We don't have that anymore. We now have HODL, H-O-D-L. It's the new VanEck Bitcoin Trust. Things changed up a lot with all those new Bitcoin ETFs coming on the market. So we don't have a lot here. We're not going to have any kind of average volume on these charts until we get 20 That is 22-day and 20 weekly candles. Once 22-day candles are established, just like you see here on the half-day chart, you'll start getting that little black line that shows you the average volume. So in the meantime, now I will tell you, HODL is down 1.27% for the day. If we look at the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart, you can see how things moved down for 2 weeks. Last week, popping up some this week, putting in a green candle, but again, really just sliding sideways on that 2-day. And of course, we can see, particularly over these now this is the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. So this is literally 24 hours a day, every 195 minutes, it draws a new candle. So you can see where things moved up there. Early in Monday morning, around 8 a.m., we had that spinning top and then down for the day. Overall, HODL down 1.27%. And again, it just runs during market hours as compared to the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. And again, you can see the similarity between the price movements. So we'll keep our eye on things and see what this spinning top on here. Last week it was a green up candle, small body, long wick on top. This week starting off with an even smaller body and a wick on top. So we'll see where Bitcoin is going. Is it going to start gaining energy again? We can see this peak with that high volume. We can see where things peaked last week with higher than average volume going down. Peaked going up on the week beginning the 8th, peaked going down on the week beginning the 22nd, and then just sort of sideways and maybe up a little bit going into this second week. So we'll see if Bitcoin's going to straighten itself out and give us some way to accurately track it. It hadn't been the best, but we'll see. Keep hoping that it's going to give us the ability to track it more accurately. Now, this last time that it went up, it did us righteous, but again, a little trouble here lately. That's where we are, folks. So appreciate you being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. We're here each and every day the markets are open, and we want you to track the markets with us. Learn by doing. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.